Hold up, Browns fans, something massive just shifted in Cleveland, and if you're not paying attention, you're about to miss the most important quarterback story of the decade. We're not talking about another disappointing season or another what-if scenario. This is about a decision that could either launch the Browns into Super Bowl contention or set us back for years. And trust me, after what just happened, the entire AFC North is scrambling. Joe Flacco is your starting quarterback for the 2025 season. Let that sink in for a moment. The same Joe Flacco who stepped in last year and reminded everyone what veteran leadership looks like is now the man Cleveland is trusting to lead this franchise into battle. But here's where it gets absolutely wild. This decision isn't just about 2025. It's about a chess game the Browns are playing with 4 quarterbacks on the roster, and the moves they make next could reshape this team's future forever. Picture this. You've got Flacco, the steady veteran who proved he can still sling it. Kenny Pickett, the former Steeler who knows this division inside and out. Then you have 2 rookies who couldn't be more different, Dillon Gabriel, the 3rd-round pick from Oregon, and Shedeur Sanders, the 5th-round steal who's already got people talking. For quarterbacks, 1 roster, and decisions that need to be made. This isn't just depth, this is a quarterback factory, and something's got to give. Now, Gabriel's preseason debut told us everything we need to know about where this is heading. 143 yards passing, but here's the kicker, 2 turnovers. Meanwhile, Sanders comes out in his first game and throws 2 touchdown passes on 14 of 23 completions. The kid looked comfortable, confident, and frankly, he looked like he belonged. When you're watching these 2 rookies go head-to-head, you're not just seeing a competition, you're seeing the Browns' future being decided in real time. But let's talk about what's really happening behind the scenes. Gabriel made some comments during the preseason that caught everyone's attention. When asked about the quarterback competition, he said there are entertainers and competitors, and his job is to compete. Now, some people are reading between the lines here, wondering if that was a subtle shot at Sanders and all the media buzz surrounding him. Whether it was or wasn't, in the NFL, words have consequences, and that kind of comment doesn't go unnoticed by coaching staffs. The Browns are in a position they haven't been in for decades. They actually have too much talent at quarterback. Think about that. When's the last time Cleveland had this problem? Never. And when you have 4 capable quarterbacks and need to trim down to 3, or maybe even 2, trades become inevitable. The question isn't if someone's getting moved, it's who and where. This is where the chess game gets really interesting. Gabriel was the higher draft pick, but Sanders is looking like the better prospect. The Browns traded up to get Gabriel in the 3rd round, which means they invested significant draft capital in him. But sometimes the best-laid plans don't work out, and sometimes a 5th-round pick surprises everyone. If Cleveland believes Sanders has the higher ceiling, and early returns suggest he might, then Gabriel becomes a valuable trade asset. Enter the Indianapolis Colts, who are desperately trying to figure out their own quarterback situation. Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones haven't exactly inspired confidence, and bringing in a young, talented quarterback like Gabriel could solve multiple problems for them. For Cleveland, trading Gabriel could bring back draft picks or other assets they need to complete this roster. It's the kind of win-win scenario that makes sense for both organizations. But here's what makes this situation so fascinating from a Browns perspective. Flacco isn't a long-term solution. He's 40 years old, and while he can still play, this is about buying time for the future. The real question is whether that future is Sanders, Gabriel, or someone else entirely. The Browns front office is essentially hedging their bets, keeping their options open while maintaining competitiveness in the short term. The AFC North is absolutely brutal right now. The Ravens have Lamar Jackson. The Bengals have Joe Burrow. The Steelers, well, they're always competitive regardless of who's under center. For Cleveland to compete in this division, they need stability at quarterback, and they need it fast. Flacco gives them that stability in 2025, but what happens after that is where these roster decisions become crucial. The defense is already championship caliber. Myles Garrett is still terrorizing offensive lines. Denzel Ward is locking down receivers. The pieces are there for a Super Bowl run, but it all comes back to quarterback play. The Browns have been haunted by inconsistent quarterback play for years, and they're finally in a position to change that narrative permanently. What's really exciting is that for the first time in franchise history, the Browns aren't just hoping for a quarterback to develop, they're actively managing a surplus of talent at the position. That's the kind of problem championship organizations have. That's the kind of depth that allows you to make bold moves and strategic trades without compromising your future. If you're enjoying this breakdown of what's really happening with your Cleveland Browns, do me a favor. hit that like button and subscribe to Browns Breakout. We're building something special here, and your support helps us bring you the most in-depth Browns coverage on the platform. Every like and subscribe helps us grow this community of passionate Browns fans who demand more than surface-level analysis. The upcoming season isn't just about making the playoffs, it's about establishing Cleveland as a legitimate contender for years to come. The quarterback moves they make now will define this franchise for the next decade. Whether they trade Gabriel, develop Sanders, or find another path entirely, these decisions will echo through Browns history. Sanders has already shown flashes of brilliance that remind you of the quarterbacks Cleveland has been searching for. His composure in the pocket, his accuracy, his ability to read defenses, these aren't things you can teach. Either you have it or you don't, and early indications suggest Sanders has it in spades. The fact that he fell to the 5th round might end up being the steal of the entire draft. Meanwhile, Gabriel brings his own set of skills and experience from Oregon. The turnovers in his debut were concerning, but he's shown the ability to make throws and manage an offense. In the right system, he could develop into a solid starter. That's exactly why he has trade value and why teams like the Colts might be interested. The Browns are playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. They're not just thinking about 2025, they're thinking about 2026, 2027, and beyond. This quarterback situation isn't a problem to be solved, it's an opportunity to be maximized. Every move they make strengthens their position for the future while keeping them competitive in the present. As we head into the regular season, keep your eyes on the roster moves. Keep watching how Sanders develops. Keep tracking whether Gabriel gets traded, and for what return. These storylines will define not just this season, but the entire trajectory of this franchise. The Browns are finally in a position of strength at quarterback, and how they manage that strength will determine whether this team reaches its championship potential or remains a what-if story for another generation. The future is bright in Cleveland, and for the first time in decades, Browns fans have legitimate reason for optimism at the most important position in football. This quarterback story is just getting started, and I'll be here breaking down every twist and turn along the way.